I mean, it's the absolutely central question, isn't it? All the focus has been on the immediate, on Netanyahu trying to secure his objective of, as he says, destroying Hamas and getting the hostages freed. Both of those are extremely difficult things to do. He may be able to destroy Hamas's military capacity, but Hamas as a political organization, an ideology, if you like, countering Israeli occupation, that I think he can't destroy. So at some point, we're going to get to the stage where both sides want some sort of ceasefire. It's not there yet. It will come. All wars in the end wind down into some sort of ceasefire. And I think that the G7 countries and the moderate Arabs are beginning to think about that. Then the critical question is what happens after that? Mr. Netanyahu had said that Israel will have overall security responsibility, at least for a time. But what follows? Is it going to be a Palestinian-led administration in Gaza? How can Israel be sure that there will be security in that case? If it is going to be Palestinian-led, the Israelis need to cooperate in making that possible. It seems to me a solution that involves ever higher fences and stronger walls and occasional military operations. That's not a long-term security situation for Israel either. So somehow needs to be turned into an opportunity to get back to the track that Western countries have been on for years of finally getting to a two-state solution where Israel and Palestinians can live in peace alongside each other. Feels a long way away at the moment, but a crisis of this level perhaps creates an opportunity.
It certainly does feel a long way away at this point. Some critics of the West have argued that the West hasn't been sympathetic enough to the Palestinians and have failed to defend the interests of innocent Palestinians. I'm curious how you might link this to support for Ukraine and whether we could see the West jeopardize their own efforts and risk alienating other countries that they're trying to engage diplomatically for support in Ukraine. How are the two conflicts linked in this way?
I think we have to recognize in Western capitals that this is a very difficult convergence of crises as seen from third world countries. So in the aftermath of the Russian attack on Ukraine, we went and lobbied strongly around non-aligned capitals for Russia's action to be condemned, for Russia to be sanctioned. Then they saw this awful Hamas attack on Israel, and we saw Israel launching strikes on civilian areas in Gaza. And then we had Western capitals asking people to understand that Israel had the right to defend itself, and was acting because it had been attacked. They found those two things very difficult to square, that we were looking to condemn Russia, and yet we were supporting Israel in its right of self-defense. They think that that's hypocritical. I think it can be squared, but it's a very awkward conjunction of things for the West. There's another interaction between these two, which is that the Israel-Gaza crisis is drawing political energy, military equipment away from Ukraine as it faces a difficult winter towards the Israel-Gaza crisis. There's much less attention being paid to that in Western capitals at the moment. And I think President Zelensky ought to be worried that we're finding it difficult to cope with two simultaneous major crises.